Maybe I haven't seen it yet. Somebody on TikTok waxing poetic about this. I was going through Babylonian cylinder seals, among other things, tonight. Um, and I mean, it looks like a mushroom cloud, and arrows, for lack of better words, which I believe is, crudely speaking, how Vedics, Eastern Indians, dots not feathers. I think that's how some of the supposed weapons of old were described. That decimated large areas, and supposedly glass, was found based on the vitrification process, and people have waxed poetic about that. But I mean, it looks like this guy's standing next to a giant bomb. Is what I'm saying. It's too easy to run with these things and turn it into something that it's not. But I mean, this does look like a mushroom cloud, and that does look like a fucking bomb. And you never know. Is this a genuine cylinder seal? When the results, that pop up, the one below it's associated with Facebook. I don't think this one is. But what we're being shown these days, it's the surface of the internet, if that. And you can't get to deeper things on the internet anymore. For the most part, they don't exist. They're not accessible to you and I. And people have yet to realize this much, which is why people will repeat sensational narratives if I led with, telling you, this is an ancient Babylonian cylinder seal that depicts a nuclear war. I mean, I could have dressed it up as a bunch of flowery fucking horse shit, but we don't know. That's the point. We do not know. Not with certainty about this. And most superficial internet babies would never take the time and energy to figure out if this is truly a cylinder seal, and if so, what is the name? Who figured it out? Who found it? Who recorded it? How many people compared and contrasted? Etc., etc., etc. People are anything but thorough these days, and things are wildly inefficient, which should stand to reason that everything's fucked. But you don't see people not posting things. You don't see people not reposting things. You don't see people questioning authority, who is quite literally spoon feeding people shit in their feed, which is one of the biggest reasons why things are bad these days and why they're getting worse, because people are repeating adult fairy tales. Again, it should stand to reason, but you and I are not surrounded by critical thinkers. We're surrounded by poaching scum for the most part, who are looking for something to repost to pretend that they're smarter than they truly are. What the fuck do I know? I'm just trying to help you bastards, as always, but I'm shaking my head. Most of the interactions I have are, I mean, they're not encouraging at all. At all. A lot of stupid people, but that, is ironic. It brings me full circle to what I was complaining about. As it turns out, it was Facebook. I was zoomed in so much I didn't realize it was a Facebook post. So, naturally, what you see here is ancient technology linked to UFO files? Because once you get stuck in an idiot loop, you're an idiot until you choose to step away from this garbage and quit buying into it. As it reads, this was posted back in April 24th, 2017. Just a note for when you see this Babylonian cylinder seal, about it is in fact a product by Stephen Parker at Acme Clockworks, where he states over the years Stephen Parker has been active in the design and manufacture of product in two industries, toys and jewelry. The work you see here brings together the knowledge culled from that experience with the elements of mechanics, narrative, and an interactive experience woven throughout. Pardon me. Today is recycling day, so I was watching people with flashlights do things outside the window in the middle of the night, and it took me a minute to remember that it's recycling day and people are picking up cans and stuff. Back to point. Another element present in some of Mr. Parker's work may be apparent in the discoveries documented here of Mr. Parker's alter ego, Dr. Kent Strever, a barely perceptible hint of parody. And you have the link there. You can take the time to plug all that in if you ever want. I highly doubt anybody will. Looks like 37 people liked this, 31 circulated it. This one says, thank you for posting this. I saw this cylinder seal in Ancient Origins, which is a red flag, because Ancient Origins shops around some real bullshit, by the way, and suspected it was completely invented, but didn't have any time to try to track it down. I'll be bookmarking Acme Clockworks for the future. Where's the other kid? There's a good one in here. Down at the bottom. Swords, arrows, and an atomic bomb. As Bugs Bunny would say, what a maroon. Here's a slightly more, it's more recent, dating to November 7th, 2022. What are the origins of this fake cylinder seal? Yes, I know this isn't an ancient artifact, and I am certain it has been mentioned here before. What I would like is to know more about it. Who made it, when, why, that sort of thing. Also, I am looking for other fake seals of particular note. Why? Why the fuck would anybody want this shit? To me, this doesn't appear as though it is even trying to pretend to be real. The style and lines are just wrong. If they were trying for a convincing forgery, I have seen actual forgeries. And here's another link you can run through, mind you. Part of what I'm grumbling about internally. Kids on the internet are very gullible. Very gullible. I mean, I've seen people waxing poetic about things that are just as bad as this, just as in your face, on the nose. It should stand out that it's bullshit. But I've seen kids telling each other all about it and how it's real. I use Tartaria as an example often because it doesn't reflect reality in any form or way, and it's just as laughable. The best part is I like to use the physics-defying heliocentric globe theory and the pseudo-intellectual flat earth, because I fell for that shit too, at one point. The point's to think for yourself and to not buy into what most people are repeating, because what most people are repeating is bullshit. It's very easy to be trusting. In fact, I think it's our default, at least most of us. And I do think that has to do with having a moral compass to some degree. And being, relatively speaking, for the most part, being a decent person, I think. Expecting the best out of people. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. That's at least how I've come to appreciate it, for the lack of better words, when simplifying things. And trying to figure out, why the fuck would people do this? How did I fall for certain things, Why would other people still be repeating absolute garbage? Since most people these days claim to be awake. And they're anything but. Anything but. The first dude who chimed in down here, he does mention Stephen Parker again and the Acme Clockworks, just so you know. I haven't run through all of these comments, but there are numerous times over on the DARPA internet where lazy people will ask for an answer that is in the comment section. They simply did not take the time to quite literally scroll, even though they've been trying to scroll. They just don't do it when it's necessary. And read the fucking information available to them. But they'll ask for a handout, they'll demand a handout, and if they don't get it, they'll usually throw a tantrum. You've seen me, some of you. I document it often, where I leave lots of lengthy comments in comment sections. And one of the things that happens is I'll leave multiple ones in some cases. And kids can't connect the dots, so a lot of times they think that I'm against whatever that post was. When in fact, a lot of times I'm highlighting information that they're not familiar with, because they're superficial bags of meat. And so they'll whine at me, and I'll encourage them to read the other comments, and they never get back to me, so I suspect they probably just assumed I'm wrong. Or they got their feelings hurt. I have no idea. Despite what you guys assume of me, I am trying to help you. But it all depends on whether or not you use the brain between your ears and you do the right thing. Simple as that. It's very late. Maybe it's me. Google won't produce an AI overview, or at least it hasn't while I wasn't recording. So far, I've knocked out things like this. Let's see if I can duplicate it. Like I said, it's late and I'm tired. Google, I would like to know why Stephen Parker of Acme Clockworks created phony or fake Babylonian cylinder seals. Why is that? And it does that. It doesn't even show you one down here. Sometimes it will do this and it will show you images on top and then give you the bullshit AI overview. Let's see if I do it formally. I'm formally requesting an AI overview. It didn't do it informally. I am formally and it won't do it. Let's do this. Google, I command you to produce an AI overview. Nothing's for the people by the people. Go fuck myself.